decided to stay on CT. That feels like the logical way. Someone stayed, they decided just to stick at it, and now, well, we're going to be going right into the action. It's Infused on the T side. Fish123, or as acutely now known as Fish, over on the CT side. And let's get ourselves rolling right into it. It is going to be Shiki to lead the charge down Glock. A huge shot on towards Kita there. That's great. 13 HP, a double dink effectively. It's now Infused, the ball is in their court. What play do you want to make? They've got a player on short, a cluster bomb over towards A long. But the man to try and stop it all is going to be Sliggy. He's in a beautiful crossfire with his teammate, but oh, he's quick to rotate, peeking up on towards short. Clearly Fish having a couple of ideas on how they want to handle this.
Yeah, looks like they are thinking about pushing long. It can always be dangerous because long is very long, as the word does say, as now they will push out onto long. There is one player just trapped here in ditch, but unfortunately they're not able to find anyone. Snaky gets the opening kill on ABC, but Cinder goes down as well as Sliggy, and now they're in a 5v2 situation. Kita has no health. Sak goes down as well. And that is a perfect start from Infused. They waited patiently, they pushed one player onto short just to try and suss out any information, and then they collapsed onto Fish. Flawless.
Pretty much summing it up perfectly. Of course, we do have the acute observation of ABC and the mysterious identity behind that. Now, part of me wants to point towards it being Robin, but who knows at this point. Identity and Fish, they can bring in literally anyone. They've got so many players on the roster. Perhaps we've had a last-minute change. Who knows? Hopefully we can get a bit of clarification on that one. As for now, it is going to be some action that begins over towards short. Shiki beginning a bit of a slow-burning push up towards the mysterious man himself, but isn't actually going to spot out instead. Keeps on walking up towards short, just palming his way through. And the players to keep an eye on here are going to be Cinder and Kita. One over towards CT now. One holding on top of this box on A. Shiki rearing to face.
Yep, and now Shiki just slowly edging his way onto A site. As I have got confirmation that ABC123, like the Jackson 5, is actually Robin. Shiki will find Cinder just waiting behind the box. And now he can say to his team, look, okay, A's free. They're going to start rotating, push into B. And the train will start chugging. And Robin is going to be the sole defender, but he's going to get smoked off. Is he going to be adventurous and push through this, or is he going to wait? It looks like he's going to wait for some more support from his team. And they may even decide not to even go for this now, because, yes, okay, they've not really got anything. They've got 5-7 to save, perhaps, but they're just instead going to try and take down Shiki at A side, try and steal his AK, but Shiki will find Keats. Unfortunately, Sliggy will respond and find an AK as a reward. And Robin gets caught out through the smoke. And they do not want to let anyone get away with any AKs. Infused go hunting, and they finish the round accordingly.
2-0 now. Infused starting off strong, and a lot of that comes down to just a very simple play, but hugely effective from Shiki. Just to walk out with that level of confidence up towards short, get himself almost perfectly behind that CT side defense, and then getting that second frag on CT. Pretty much means the Fish, well, they have no choice but to fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Shaney with the scout, well, that is just a beautiful display of CS. Right down through mid, gets himself a wallbang. And the perfect way to start off against these pistols now, because one of the huge things to talk about when it comes down to saving those pistols in the previous round with that Kevlar, that would have been a bit more of an aiding factor in this round, but now, oh, it's just dry USPs. Just dry P2000s. It's starting to look a little bit rough. Keats is going to at least tap on towards Shiki, and, well, he's going to find himself one. Aussie just 2 HP. That's a small amount. Quickly can be taken advantage of, and well, with Kita with this rifle in his back pocket, that can certainly help, but nades landing at plenty. Molotovs beginning to burn on away. Shaney, oh, just going to jump around the place with a scout.
So one thing I do want to touch on, obviously we spoke about Fish123 having 7 members. They are going to be without Botham this week. And I do feel like he is kind of a core aspect of this team. Instead, it's going to be Sliggy dropping in instead. And last week they looked at their best, and that was with Botham instead of Sliggy. So I'm going to be expecting a lot out of Sliggy himself here to try and pull something out of the bag. He's going to try and take on angles at A long, but Keats gets shut down by Aussie. They're going to look down to ramp. Can't find anything. Sliggy gets one, but Cinder also goes down. Sliggy will still back off with his life, but he's in a 4v2. And he is just going to slowly back off so he can find an angle. But Infused are rotating now. And they said, okay, if there is an AWP there, we don't need to challenge that just yet. We can probably rotate round quicker to B than he will. And they should be able to push onto this site relatively easily. Unfortunately, Robin finds Shiki trying to lurk through middle. Infused need to quickly get onto the site. Can they beat Robin there is the real question. Robin has certainly caught wind of what's happening. Will take an angle, might be able to catch all of them, but Lumji with an incredible AK shot, to be honest. Being able to pick that one out on the fly. And that just leaves Sliggy on his own. And I have a feeling that he's not going to go for this.
Yeah, something tells me that perhaps retaking the B site on Dust 2 is going to be a bit more of a difficult affair. So what he's doing right now, he's wandering through the forest, picking up some sticks here and there, beginning to build a bit of a campfire, and eventually he's just going to take a bit of a nap. Infused, not quite hunting him down, so it is going to be an AWP, at least in the short-term future, to be saved, unless we do see a stray AK bullet land quickly at his head, but he's holding the angle, and I kind of want to jump on this point, but I feel like I'm about to be interrupted. And Sliggy gets shoulder peeked, doesn't get the shot, but now they're going to be pushing him, they know exactly where he's playing, and they're relying on the strategy of, okay, if we both peek him, he can't respond, but one down, one to go. Both will be claimed.
Well, they both peeked him, and he did respond. They picked him at the wrong time. The smoke didn't actually do the job that they wanted it to. So Infused did sacrifice some guns to try and take down the AWP, but they do have money to be able to sacrifice, so it's not too much of a problem. And Shaney is going to have an AWP for himself now this round. And a nice early lead for Infused. Fish, very little to work with, just the AWP from Sliggy. He's not going to take that peek. He's going to back off. As Shaney doesn't quite catch the angle there, and will get flashed and have to back off. He needs to be careful he's not going to be aggressively pushed now. And Infused being very patient and not going for anything just yet.
The aggression is all but not on the side of Infused. In fact, it's going to be Cinder just toying around with this 5-7, just ready, sit and go to hold this angle. He doesn't want to go too far forward because that's overextension. Too much map control that he can't handle. So the best play he can make right now is just sit towards this door, wait to see what he can find, perhaps just try and go for a bit of a shoulder peek, get some information, and use that to play into the hands of their opposition at this point. Is Infused trying to not give away any sort of thought process. They're currently lurking in a standard default. They've got players in upper tunnels. They've got Lumji just perking around these doors, waiting to see if he can find himself a stray headshot yet again. Infused, they know they have the upper hand. That's the clear point. Look at Cinder though. He's going to be right behind them, but there's the overextension. The minute he does that, everything starts to fall apart for Fish now.
And now they have information where Sliggy is with that AWP as well, so that might be the indication they need to be pushing into this B site. Keats will find two though, pushing through the smoke, and now suddenly this is doable, as it's just one member left of Infused, and it is Shaney, and he only has an AWP to work with, and he's stuck here in B site. Smoke does go down, so he may be able to get the bomb down, but as soon as he starts to plant that, you'd expect Fish to come barreling in to try and stop him. So he goes for the fake. No one will respond to it just yet. Does have a Molotov to work with, so we'll pop that one down. And now he goes for the plant. He should have enough time, and yes he does. But now the retake for Fish, more than doable. 2 AKs to work with against a member that only has 6 HP. Sliggy pushes in, finishes it off, and wow. Fish had no right to win that round, but someone lurking with a pistol, and when you're going to push through smoke and not check CT, then you are going to get punished.
That round literally comes down to that pistol play. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because just as I witnessed that unfold in front of me, all that's going through my head right now is the phrase, "This is madness." Because that pistol getting away with that double kill pretty much means that, you know what, okay, here's a round that now you've got free access on towards B. Look at him just tapping away the perfect control as well, so it's not like Keita just kind of flung a couple of shots together. He was actually controlled, he was calm. That's raw skill in itself. Huge play from him, and pretty much single-handedly making that round possible, and that really helps their economy. Now it's 1-4. They got themselves a full buy. Infused, they can still afford to buy, and they're looking to go very, very aggressive. They want to shut them down with a quick reset. But it's going to be same old mid-aggression. Aussie leading the charge.
Yeah, Aussie will check CT this time, but he's punished by Robin with the AWP. The rest of his team are going to try and push in. Robin is there once again. He has the CZ in his back pocket, but he's not able to find the kill. But fortunately for him, Sack can come from behind. Keats joins him as well and puts the rest of Infused to bed. And suddenly, a game that was looking to spiral slightly out of control, that one pistol play brings Fish123 right back into this game.
All I've got to say is, Dan, here we go. This is where the ride begins. We're sat down, we're strapped on in. All we've got to do now is hit that green button and get ourselves going. As it is going to be a bit of a build-up. Keats, we're throwing down a preemptive Molotov over towards Long. It is just going to be pistols for Infused. So they are on a bit of an awkward standpoint when it comes down to contesting the firepower from Fish. At the end of the day, it is rounds that count. Frags are all the more meaning. It is just 2-4 and Fish. They're looking for their third and they want it uncontested. They want it clean. Cinder with a Molotov on towards short could be crucial in terms of stopping this quick aggression. Sliggy holding with the AWP. Gonna find himself one. Knock knock. They shall arrive. Cinder picking up a triple kill as he mows them down with the M4. Sliggy next in line with the AWP to find himself a second. Cinder at least will fall in the process. A consolation frag for the side of Infused.
Yeah, it was worth a try. They were able to get up onto short, but unfortunately they walked into a lawnmower. And the garden grass was cut well and truly. But now they've got to try and regrow it, as they are going to push in. They do have money to buy, but just the scout for Shaney. So he needs to be hitting some headshots if he's going to do anything, any real damage with it. And it's going to be difficult going up against 2 AWPs on the side of Fish. As I say that, Shaney finds a scout shot onto Robin. And that's perfect. It's exactly what they needed to get underway in this round. And Sliggy now has to be careful that he's not going to get picked off by the scout as well. Infused do have the man advantage though.
I hope the ESL production team have themselves MVP clip at the ready, as Shaney clearly fighting for it with the scout in the early days. Finds himself a wallbang straight down mid, and then he trumps up with that in this 8th round. What a way to start off, as you say, and with a minute on the clock, the pinnacle factor for this is actually going to be all on the shoulders of Sliggy. He's got big boots to fill. You mentioned that with Batham. But he's an old school player. He knows how to approach these situations, and that's why he's holding this angle ever so acutely. He's waiting. He's going to go for this first pick, and then he's going to drop off. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome, but a single flash could end his days and force that preemptive drop, simply nullifying his impact. And, well, there you have it, a bit of a preemptive one. Here's some steps in towards CT, does drop down, gets the head on towards Cheeky though. Now hearing all those steps, gives the information to his team and says, boys, you better hold this cross. We've got a retake on our jobs, as Ozzy is trying to get himself over on that site. Is going to somewhat be tapped by Cinder. Shots will miss though. Lumgy going to try and force his way out through doors. The bomber's gone down. Fish, you need to get a move on.
They do, as now he will push in. Keita just tries to find it, but Snaky he's not able to get the spray down. How did he not get that kill? As now they've managed to find 2. Lumgy will respond from short, and that is just now a 1v1 situation. Keats is the last remaining hope for Fish in this retake. Needs to be careful though, he is very low on health. He knows where Lumgy is. He is there on long, does get the spray down, but the fire that is there, he doesn't know where the bomb is. There it is. He has just got enough time, almost walked around it. Oh. All these emotions. It's a roller coaster. He's on 1 HP.
He nearly killed himself in the fire. That was 1 HP away, 1 tick away from that being, well, as the players are acutely mentioning, yet again, a Summit 1G in the making. So damn close, so intense, and really exactly what we wanted this match to be. It's 4 for 4. Infused back on the pistols. They're going to be at a struggling standpoint. They're going to try and make the best of things with the grip that is this Deagle. They try and spam down through mid long. Clearly the aggressive point they want to try and touch on. Shiki though, quickly going to be smacked back into action, told, you know what, sorry, this is our ground. We're going to hold this off instead. You have to go towards mid. And, well, Robin, he's there to try and stop all that just as well. Got himself a reflex smoke. Molotov going to go down a little bit late though, but he's got his teammate support from CT, and this is masterful. The lawnmower has arrived. Apparently the grass did grow back, but it's not greener on the other side. As Shiki, the last man remaining, he's just got a Deagle. And Fish123 looking to keep it clean to take it 5 to 4.
Yeah, they all just did walk into Robin there. He was caught with his grenade out, but thankfully his teammates were there. And I just want to go back to the round before. And yes, Lumgy did lose that 1v1, but Lumgy also kept them very much in that situation. He was lurking at long for so long. That sounds weird to say. But he did come through and get 2 kills from behind. A real shame. If he was able to pull that off, that could have been very different. But now Fish123, after going 4-0 down, have turned this one around and a 5-4 up. So a great response from them. The buy will now come out for Infused though, and they've got an AWP to work with instead of a scout this time. And if Shaney can do that work with the scout, then I'm excited to see what he can do with the AWP, as they are going to slow things down once again and not going to push. And they're going to see if Fish are going to overextend, which they have done a couple of times. Shaq is taken down to 35 HP, so they have a slight advantage. But again, nice and patient play.
I am certainly getting a feeling from Infused, though, especially Shaney with that AWP, that he's almost a bloodhound in the making. He's hungry, he's got a scent on his opposition, and he's looking to really pull them down now and just maul into them, which is certainly going to be a bit of an interesting one as we see it begin to unfold. Keita already taking a bit of a battle through those doors and gets himself a whole lot of attack damage on towards Snaky. Just 9 HP, that's so small in number, but so big in impact. To Cinder now, the man of the hour over towards long. He's got a flag in his left hand, a rifle in his right. He's looking to pretty much shut this one down and say, well, pretty much say it clearly to Infused, you know what, this is our land. Yet again, you shall not pass. As Infused, well, at least letting the clock begin to run. Lumgy, ready, set to go. A flash is going to go. Cinder going for one of his own. Has the perfect pop flash, gets the drive-by on towards Snaky. Now looking for just a little bit more. Sliggy with the AWP is going to at least help his teammate, finds the trade. But does he realise there's a second player in the making just hiding on the other side of that container?
Yeah, he knows full well Lumgy is there, but 2 of his teammates are on A site, so it's a difficult situation. Lumgy actually wins the trade in the end, and now they have the advantage. Robin is on short. He's going to be waiting for his teammate to come and try and help him at all, but Ozzy will know he is there. Tags him down, takes him down to 22 HP. He's able to reset his spray 3 times before he takes him down. And Shaq is the last member on Fish now to do something. Does get the spray down onto Ozzy. He's trying to shoot through the box, see if he can find Shiki as well. If he can pick this one up, then he still has a chance in the round. But Lumji is slowly edging his way out of the smoke and does find the kill. Infused tie things up exactly what they needed.
How much impact can Lumji have in these rounds? I want to go right back to the start when you've even highlighted it yet again as well. That long control from him to over lurk. And now we're seeing it again, but it's not just lurk, it's him just hitting him shots, getting a triple kill in that 10th round. He's really adding so much to the chemistry of Infused, it can't be overrated.
I think it's the patience as well from Lumji. He's just waiting and he's communicating with his team. You can clearly tell that they're just sandwiching Fish at the moment. He is more than happy to just be that bait, and then as soon as they go and push for him, he just bursts out and he finishes off the kill. So you're completely right. Lumji is a massive factor in this game at the moment. As they are going to push through mid, Robin will be there once again, gets the spray down onto 1. So Shaq comes along and finds 3 actually. So Robin didn't even find one of those kills. So Shaq once again doing disgusting things. And now just 2 members of Infused are left. Spray down will try and come through the smoke. Ozzy is left on his own here at A site. But the bomb is in control of Fish. So everything to play for Infused. Ozzy will have been heard now, so Sliggy is just going to be waiting here in CT, holding his angle, and Ozzy isn't going to be knowing that he's there. He might be able to find an angle onto Keats. Does push in, does know that Sliggy's there. I tell a lie. He looks for another kill onto T-Sack, but he can't quite find the headshot. And Shaq actually picking up the 4K in the end. I can't decide if I'm going to call him Shaq or T-Sack. Can you make the decision for me, please?
Shaq.
Okay, Shaq it is.
We're going to go vintage ESL Prem.
Shaq, indeed. Like Shaquille O'Neal. That's how I'm going to remember it from now on. As Fish are 6-5 up now. And it'll be another eco round for Infused.
Can we batted back to these pistols? Not at all the standpoint they were looking to fight upon, but gone are all the flanks, gone are all the talk of map control. Now it's clear-cut aggression yet again. These pistols need to get themselves out nice and fast. They don't want to be going too close. As much as that is where pistols have an opportunity, they also don't want to get mowed down by rifles. It's a bit of an interesting affair, but, well, I'm going to eat my words. They're going to get completely minced, and, well, that's actually acutely describing exactly what is going on with the side of Infused. As they are going to cross onto a site and get themselves a bomb plant. That's beautiful stuff. But frags are still all going in one direction. Up until Lumji, long range with the P250, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned.
Yeah, there is still a chance they can win this round. There are some weak members, but they will come through now and rally through the kills. Thanks to Shaq once again and Robin doing work. Shaq and Robin having some fantastic crosses so far this game. They're clearly communicating well, picking up kills for each other, backing each other up when one is in dire need of help. And Fish123 putting another round on the board. Now there is a little bit of money to work with for Infused, so they can buy up once again. They've been able to get an AWP as well, so expect Shaney to be doing his usual. I don't know if he'll be able to tag anyone just yet. I said he's going to be doing his usual, but Robin finds the kill. And now look at everyone just stuck here. They have to push out. Thankfully, Robin's not checking that angle anymore. They are flashed, and they are going to get aggressive. They're going to do things quickly. They don't have time to dilly-dally anymore. They said they're just going to have to push through, but Keats is in a great position to catch someone on short. Unfortunately, can't quite land the tag onto Ozzy as Lumji gets the opening kill for them onto Sliggy. And now Fish have to back off, and it is going to be a retake if this bomb goes down, but Cinder is in a fantastic place, just lurking in the smoke. Throws another one down. He's more than happy to wait. You know the bomb hasn't gone down yet, so he doesn't need to do anything too quickly. As smoke will slightly delay Fish from this retake, but Snaky is in a painful situation here. Unfortunately, well, he is just outside of the Molotov, thankfully. That could have been terrible for him. As Cinder comes out from the smoke, finds one. Shaq finds another, but response from Snaky. And now it's just the one lone survivor, and credit to Fish. They were very patient about their play. They waited for the Molotovs, they waited for the smokes, and then they took it in their grasp and just crushed Infused.
They just ran with it in the later portion of the rounds as well. It has to be said, you're kind of looking at Lumji's position there. He's banking on the rest of his teammates staying alive, and the Fish to pretty much end all of their days leaving just Lumji on that box. He's got no chance of even potentially clutching that. He's got no cover to play around. He's not got no angles he can even dive towards. The nearest sort of thing he can do is drop towards CT or play along short. That's so uncomfortable, and now they kind of have to eat the back of that almost as, well, welcome to pistols. It is going to be careful on Ozzy, Shiki, and Lumji. Lumji and Shiki actually having some helmets, so that's always going to help them somewhat, but with a Molotov going down and a crossfire in the making yet again, it's going to be a bloodbath. Infused doing a bit of damage to their teammates even as these pistols are getting at least rather close when it comes down to impact, as it is going to be a bit of a back and forth to play. Clearly a rally of tennis as they get themselves some frag prizes. They get themselves a man advantage, most importantly, but they are being sandwiched, and this, well, this was crucial for Fish in terms of their retakes.
Yeah, Robin with a fantastic chance now coming from long. He does have the AWP as well. This should be easy pickings. Finds one. He will look for the second now. Gets the CZ out and actually finds Ozzy as well, just leaving Shiki on his own with the AK. And this is going to be near impossible for it to win this one, as the headshot from Robin cleans it up. Great rotation from him flanking round. And Infused now need to put one on the board if they want to make this a 9-6. We spoke about it earlier on. It's a very different a 10-5 compared to a 9-6.
For sure, and I really want to touch on that as well, just the patience from Shaq to not overface and bank on Robin. There's a reason why these guys have so much talent. This is across the board to all 10 players, but a perfect example of it is that scenario there where Shaq knows that if he doesn't wait for his teammate goes aggressive and peaks, he will fall. The only reason that clutch happens is the fact of him just being patient. There's now Robin trying to live up to his AWP prowess yet again over towards mid. Fires up a couple of shots almost in a bit of a warning passion. Doesn't get to land them. At the end of the day, makes his presence known. Just letting all the other animals around the area know that he's certainly hanging around in this one. Shaney looking to a bit of a similar sort of storyline up towards short. Just bearing down over towards mid and is potentially searching for a man named Shaq. Is he going to find him? That's what the answer that we're looking for. Flash to go off. Spots out an arm and a leg. That's not quite enough to bite the bullet.
Interestingly, Infused haven't really favoured B at all this game. When they have, they've been punished, so they've been quite often pushing long or short. And it looks like, once again, they're going to favour an A take here. But Keita is in a fantastic position to stop any sort of push happening. We'll go for the counter flash as well, and he's in a good angle now to get a spray down if anyone does push through doors. Going to go through another flash just to try and delay any sort of push. Lumji tried to go through, but will be fully blind, so has to back off. Shiki actually gets taken down from Shaq, and Sliggy will find another one, and find another as well. Looks for a third. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Finishes the round in style with a 3K. Cinder was there to finish him off on Ozzy as well. And Fish, after going 4-0 down, recovered incredibly, and are now looking in good nick for this game.
Sluggy sliding out towards the end as well, almost just rocking his inner DJ Khaled as he constantly repeats over and over again, I just want another one. Just let me do even more, as he keeps on batting them home. Keita living up to it as well with his pistols. Just look at Sliggy in this scenario. This was kind of another one where he's just doing work with an AWP, just waiting from the shoulder peek into them. Yes, it's not round winning, but it's all about impact, something we talked about when it comes down to the newer players, which kind of leads me on towards Snaky. How has he felt for you in this first half?
Honestly, I can't even think of much that he's done, and I think that says it all. I haven't really seen him. I can't remember anything that springs to mind that I thought, yeah, Snaky did fantastically there. So he's been a little bit, he's just avoided everything for me. Been one of those players that's been kind of caught in the wind, and he's been trying to do all he can, but nothing really spectacular.
Do you feel like that's necessarily him not performing, or him just being the silent partner in the best operation?
Well, he's on B site, right? I think that's... Was he on B site? Was he defending? Was it...
We didn't get to see him a whole lot on these retakes. He kind of fell fairly early on.
I think that's been the main problem, that he wasn't able to kind of get involved in the game, and obviously the observing comes into it. He wasn't on camera as much, so I don't really remember him do anything crazy. And when you've got his teammates pulling off incredible kills, and of course he's not going to be as memorable as Lumji will get the opening kill onto Shaq, gets one onto Keats as well, and Shiki and Snaky are there to back him up. And they all fall like flies. And a great opening round once again from Infused. Do you think Snaky did anything stand out for you in the opening round? In the opening half, sorry? In the opening half, I would say he had his moments of kind of, a bit of a shining light here and there, but, at the end of the day, his job isn't necessarily to be the guy sitting at the top of the scoreboard, getting all these collaterals and being this huge MVP highlight player. His job is to be the consistent factor behind the team. He props them up and lets them do their work. So if he can continue that form in the second half, I do think we are looking at the road of a comeback for Infused. And I'll tell you what the perfect ingredient to a comeback is. It's going to be a pistol round. That's what we've just seen unfold. Infused, namely Lumji, just tap it away with a USB, happy as anything. It's now the man we mentioned, Snaky. He'll be the first man to get faced with a FAMAS in hand, just looking to hold down tunnels, make sure that not too much presence is going to be garnered over towards this B site. If Snaky is going to just force them back a bit, tells them, you know what, if you want to get closer to the Tech 9, then you have to wrangle the beast that is my FAMAS. And that pretty much makes Fish go, you know what, yeah, we're not about that life. Instead, we're heading him towards way. Yeah, Snaky taking a very aggressive angle, and perhaps CT side is more of a chance for him to shine, as he can get involved with the game a little bit more. As now they are going to push through short here. Shaney is waiting with the scout, but can't find the headshots as he did in the first half. Will back off. He has got support at ramp, but the bomb's going to go down. And now on the eco, there's been no casualties just yet, as Shaney is still trying to find a headshot or even just a body tag to try and reduce the health of someone. Infused going to have to do a lot of work to retake, but they do have the weapons to work with. It's going to be down to what angles Fish take. Sliggy gets the opening kill onto Lumji. Shaq responds as well, and Sliggy and Keats find 5. Well, that is just an incredible afterplan from Fish123. Infused couldn't even find a kill, despite having the SMGs, despite having all the weapons. Incredible stuff.
It's the perfect way to approach a round when you're on just pistols, right? The adaptation to dive up towards A. Yes, realistically they could have pushed on towards B as well, but they didn't want to run the risk of having to deal with that FAMAS. So instead they went into the hands of the SMGs, but stopped them from getting those phases with a simple smart flash. Getting that player off towards long enabled them to get that bomb down the minute the bomb came down. A 5 versus 5 retake with pistols, close range. Well, I know who I'm putting my odds on, and well, now they are looking to run away with this one. It's 11-6. They're tapping these heads. Shaq just going to let it rip with that rifle. You can hear it barrel on through, as Lumji is all but the last man standing. The pillar of defense for Infused, as it is just pistols for them in this 18th round. And what was shaping up to be an incredibly close match from Dust 2 is starting to go a bit awry now. Things are a bit up in the air. As Fish123 are looking to catch all these balls and fling them right up. This will be a 16-6 if they can keep this aggression going, but one buy round could change everything.
Could indeed, and credit to Shaq, really. He's been a standout player for me. He's always found himself in the action and been getting those important trades, important kills. As you can see, he's got 19 kills and just 9 deaths, so a great performance from him, but it's credit to his teammates as well. They've been communicating with him, and they've been setting up baits and switches and making sure that he's been able to get those early kills. Ashiki is going to take an aggressive stance at long, so we move across to Sliggy now. He's just trying to push into B site. He's going to be very patient in case anyone from Infused is going to push aggressively. We'll see Snaky. Lumji's going to try and get in on the action as well. Does fire a few shots, and now Sliggy is down to 37 HP. We'll throw a defensive smoke just so he can try and escape. Wait for the bullets to rain down past him. And then Infused now will just look to continue to hold. They managed to stop any aggression so far from Fish. The Fish do have the weapons to work with. ABC, as in Robin, will push and get one. Finds a second onto Shaney as well. And that's the perfect way to start a round against an eco. No early casualties. Now they've got time on their sides and the weapons to work with. This should be easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, they say. And Stickers, well, they're all over these guns at this point. So this is going to be just forever. Ooh, that Cinder. Kida, well, they're going to close this one down. 13-6 is going to be the score, and this is why I use very specific phrasing when I said one buy round could change everything. Because look at this circumstance, Dan. Just walk me through this, because it's 13-6. If Fish123 can take this buy, they pretty much shut this one down. We're looking at Infused backed on a wall on what, for all intents and purposes, will be 15-6. So for Infused, this is kind of all or nothing now. They're sitting at this poker table. They're pushing those chips in the center. Now, well, they're clutching those cards close to their chest.
And look how quickly they pushed onto B site as Cinder gets the opening kill onto Lumji, and now they've got control of it already. Snaky's had to back off, but Shaq's come through mid. He finds one, looks for a second, gets the spray down onto Shaney. He's continuing his damage onto long, tries to one tap away, but can't quite find the third kill. Takes Shiki down to 1 HP though, and now Ozzy and Shiki are the lone survivors. And you said they were struggling with money, and now they are going to have to cling on to these weapons with every hope they can to stay alive, because as you said, if they do lose them, this is pretty much game over. Ozzy does get caught out, but thankfully he's able to respond onto Robin. I wish he wasn't called ABC. It's really confusing me, like the Jackson 5. But it is a 3v2 situation, but obviously Infused aren't going to try and take this one. They need to survive with these weapons. Very important that they save. And it doesn't look like anyone from Fish is going to try and hunt them just yet. I say that. Shaq's having a little search around. Nope, no damage done. Well, you said that last round was a very important one for Infused. I feel like this is even slightly more important, but it's going to be even more difficult, because their money is, well, to put it bluntly, awful.
Well, this is the problem, right? Because they can't still do anything with it. Even if they wanted to force to buy with pistols, they still wouldn't get too much in play. So instead they've opted for the simple route, just a bit of Kevlar on towards Lumji, and they're going to play off the back of Ozzy and Shiki. But on CT's side, that really is kind of putting all your hope on just 2 pillars. And 2 pillars for Fish, they've already shown they're very, very clear and comfortable to take advantage of them. Shiki does get caught in a bit of a long-range engagement up against Shaq, though, and that's one that he will at least take the win for. So an early victory for the boys in Infused, but now they need to fuse up something truly, well, monumental. They want to make this happen, as a one-man advantage doesn't quite equate the difference between a USP and AWPs. It's double AWPs for the side of Fish. Look at Sliggy and Cinder. They're really looking to be tin opers in this round.
Yeah, Fish just waiting for this bomb to join them at short before they make any sort of push. They have managed to successfully gain their way onto short without any issues, any response, any defenses, because Infused have to sit as far back as possible. They have to take very passive angles, considering their weapons. But speaking of passive, this is actually aggressive from Shiki. He sees one, he sees two, he sees three. Can he get them with his spray down? Unfortunately not. Sliggy turns around with the AWP to stop any sort of damage from happening. Just the one going down, but now 3 members from Fish are left to try and take this round. And there are 2 rifles still to work with for Infused, so this is definitely winnable. But Sliggy could do some damage here from long. Finds Shaney with his pants down. And now this could be game over for Infused as the push comes through from Fish. There's no one to stop them getting onto site, so the bomb is going to go down and the retake's going to have to happen.
14-6, this is simply put probably going to be the beginning of the end. Certainly, as you say, it was Ozzy is going to lead the charge up towards short, but Sliggy is just going to be a perfect thorn in the side with this AWP. Damage being done off the back of some frag grenades. A flash is going to pop, and it is going to mean Ozzy almost certainly is going to continue his charge now. Won't stop, can't stop, needs to let it rip. Fires off those shots, but they're not landing. They're not going in any direction. It's all but a blunder. Keita, Robin, they will all combine. It will all be headshots. Sliggy, a double kill towards the early start of the round. Takes it all home for the team. Fish, it's 15-6. Infused, we wanted a close matchup. You're starting to really run out of these lifelines. This is all it now. It's 15-6. There is no, okay, you know, this is an important round, but if they lose this, they still have some chance for some pistols. No, they drop this round. This first map is done.
I just want to point out as well, this is the Infused lineup that beat Endpoint last week as Robin gets the opening kill onto Shaney. Shiki will trade thereafter though, and it is now back to a 4v4. Shaq gets shut down by Lumji, so this is great. This is what they need in this round. They do have rifles, so they do still have every chance of staying in this game, but it is definitely a long shot. They need the stars to align if they're going to be taking this one to overtime, but you've got to take baby steps. You've got to get these early rounds on the board as Keita is going to push through the smoke, but Lumji is there to shut him down immediately. Shiki will be there as well, and now it's just Cinder left. And I don't think he has got it in the tank to take this one, but he might be able to do some damage to the economy. If he can find Lumji, that would certainly help. Looks through double doors, can't unfortunately find him just yet, and he's going to start to be swarmed. Infused do need to be careful though, because they don't want to give away any weapons, but Lumji, as Cinder is looking away, will finish it off. And as I said, baby steps. Perhaps there's still a chance.
It's all about just taking one giant step for Infused in this circumstance, right? It's about them taking it as much as baby steps. Every single round counts, because they can't afford to drop one. That's simple stuff at this point. So the biggest thing is going to be how they approach early round, right? Because I feel like the biggest concern for them on their CT side is once they start to lose that advantage, we see a quick pick come in from Sliggy's AWP, for example, that's when they've started to fall by the wayside. So it's all about this early round presence, which, in fairness, Sliggy's trying to enforce over towards long right now as he's trying to claw something out of nothing, and Molotov is going to be there to greet him. Lumji just setting up a bit of a similar sort of narrative over towards mid as he just holds ever so comfortably around that curved wall and really just kind of caressing this one as he waits to see if a head will present itself. And I like this. It's nice and slow from Infused. They're not overfacing. They're playing simple stuff. But Fish, the door is open for them to also take advantage of that, as they still got 5 left standing, 4 rifles and a whole lot of utility to formulate one hell of an execute.
It can often go 2 ways in these situations. Fish can start to just get a little bit impatient and just start throwing out random pushes just to try and finish this game off. And that could play into the advantages of Infused, as they are continuing to be extremely patient, just holding their angles. It's what they need to do. They just need to pretend that they are still in this game. Maybe pretend it's just 11-7, for example, rather than the 15-7. But unfortunately for them, they are just 1 round away from losing this one. As you can see, Fish are slowly edging their way into B site. Snaky will be the first point of contact. If no flashes come through, he might be able to just spray down onto all of them here. He has seen them, so he will communicate to his teammates and back off slightly. As now Lumji is going to take fort here, but once again the blender comes in. As soon as they look away to that B site, 1 member of Fish will push through the middle. It will be Robin, and he just cleans them up, and now they have the man advantage and the bomb down. This could be game over.
This is always such a tough retake to do onto the B site. And the T's have a man advantage, let alone all the utility they're trying to expend. Ozzy going to put one right on through, but it is going to be Robin right from behind. The consistent thorn yet again as he picks up a double kill. Shaney and Ozzy, though, going to be doing the work, fighting for life or death now. Is going to be Ozzy. A 1 versus 1, playing for Infused life at this point. Keita there to hold the angle. Smoke is all but the perfect shroud, as Keita will land the shots. And Fish, they're going to take themselves a victory, 16-7 in this first map.
Really disappointing from Infused in the end. They had a positive start, but they just couldn't get anything on the board in the end. They went 4-0 up And I thought, yeah, this is positive. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't have predicted Fish to win this one, but the responses from Fish were fantastic. And I've got to say, it goes back to that 5th round when Fish were 4-0 down. And with that pistol, as you see here, Keats getting that double, that completely changed the game. It changed the momentum, it changed the confidence, and Fish were able to push on from that. And it will be another guaranteed, at least, draw for Fish. So they will continue their unbeaten record in the ESL Premiership. So that's an incredible feat to be joining FM up there at the top. But they'll be wanting to put 3 points on the board, and they'll have to win another map to do that. So